Greetings, YouTube. My wife and I were watching Hulu tonight. We don't have the premium package, so we have commercials. And I'm not a big fan of commercials. I've got a ad blocker here on my Firefox browser, um, and I have Bitdefender. So combined with the two of them, I avoid a lot of those when I'm looking at stuff. Uh, Maybe a bit hypocritical because I do make ad revenue, but I'm just tired of them. I also know that there is a premium YouTube that would uh, help me avoid those, but they created a problem so they could then sell a product, and that bothers me. So while watching the ads on Hulu, most of them are so mundane. I just poke with my phone until they're over, then I go back and watch my show. And but they had one that stuck out to me today, and that is in the title that you're probably already read before you clicked on this video, is called Upward. It is a dating app. Now, my wife is a firm believer that all the dating apps are owned by the same company, and they're all just pushing into different demographics, trying to make as many dollars as they can. And I don't know if that's correct or not, but it wouldn't shock me. But this one was interesting because, like, there's Christian Mingle, which I know about, but this one allows you, when you set up your profile, to specify denomination. So Christian is a big tent, but it's not everyone. And you're excluding a lot of people if you're just targeting fellow Christians. I mean, you're excluding, agnostics and atheists, not to mention billions of people that worship their god or gods or goddesses or their spirits in different ways. And it, to my mind, is a very myopic way of looking at the universe. Uh, Now, my wife is kind of a vague, loose Buddhist. I'm a pagan. Um, and though I do have a great deal of respect for Buddha as a from a philosophical position, even though if I do not directly worship him as a god. Though I do venerate Ganesh on more than one occasion. I have Ganesh right outside next to my door when I'm leaving my house every day. Um, so I understand that there's a lot of variety in the world. I'm a firm believer if there's 8 billion humans, there should be 8 billion faiths. But lots of folks like to be exclusive as opposed to inclusive. So they only want to date within their faith. But Upward takes it a step further. For them, Christian is too big a tent. They don't want to be in that tent. They don't want to mingle with people who are fellow Christians who might be Mormons or Catholics, or maybe they're, egalitarian, folks out there who are like Presbyterians or Unitarians or something. I don't know. They want to be very specific. They want to get right down into that specific denomination that they believe in. Emo Phillips did a great joke about that once. Go look it up when he's talking about two people having a conversation about which denomination of a faith they believe in. They follow. But that just stuns me as indicative of why there are so many problems with that particular theistic school of thought, that view of the world, where you have to view yourself as being separate from all the others. But as I observed to a friend once who was curious why a subculture had split itself into other subcultures of greater specificity, and I said, well, the first thing a subculture does is start to split itself into smaller subcultures. It's pretty much how one defines oneself as a member of a subculture. Everything starts to divide as people get more and more specific. Look at sports. It's the same thing. There are people that are football fans. And then there are people who, for example, just support teams from the UK or just support teams from South America. You know, even if it's not their team, they're going to root for someone from that region more than they'll root for, say, the team from France, or a team from France. Um, and that's the same with faiths. But would you only date a Dodgers fan? Would you only date a fan of, Manchester United? Do you do you need that kind of narrowness in your dating partner? Is your love only available to those that are exactly the same as you? Are you trying to date yourself? I find this entire thing very strange. Now, I'm not lying. I would have had a very difficult time dating someone that is a hardcore Christian. I wouldn't have done it. Um, just like I would never have gotten serious with someone that was a smoker, would have married someone that was a smoker. There are things that, like, there are lines that I will not cross. There are deal breakers. I wouldn't marry a Republican, for example. I'd have no desire to rub elbows or bump uglies at someone that would be so easily willing to embrace white nationalism. Um, and I'm not going to date someone that is a screaming religious zealot, someone who, like, believes in picketing Planned Parenthood, or get upset because there's a trans person that, like, is living and breathing and walking down the street. But if you're a Christian, why do you feel the need to only want to date within your denomination? Isn't just Christian good enough? Or do you want to, like, reenact the wars between Protestants and Catholics? Is that what you're looking for? Are you so desperate for a persecution complex that you'll actually use a dating app to further that agenda? I'm just kind of curious, because to me, it seems like a really sad way to live one's life.